The Israelites were on the move. A great exodus, a mass migration of people who had been freed from the shackles of slavery in Egypt. They moved with purpose, with hope, and with a promise that had been given to their ancestors. A vast multitude freed from slavery. Men, women, and children all walking together towards a new beginning. Their hearts were filled with the hope of a land flowing with milk and honey, a land where they could finally be free. Their destination, the Promised Land, a place of dreams and divine promise, a land that had been spoken of for generations. It was a journey of faith, a journey of endurance, and a journey of destiny. But their journey filled their neighbors with dread. The sight of such a large group moving through the land caused fear and anxiety among the neighboring nations. They saw the Israelites as a potential threat, a force that could disrupt the balance of power. One such neighbor was Balak, king of Moab. He watched with growing concern as the Israelites approached. The stories of their escape from Egypt and their victories in battle had reached his ears, and he feared for the safety of his kingdom.
They are a threat. Balak's advisors warned him of the potential danger. They spoke of the Israelites' numbers and their strength, and the king's fear grew. A force that could consume our land. The advisors' words echoed in Balak's mind. He saw the Israelites as a consuming fire, a force that could overrun his kingdom and leave it in ruins.
Desperate, he turned to a powerful seer named Balaam. Balaam was known far and wide for his ability to commune with the divine. His words held power, and his blessings and curses were believed to shape destinies. Balaam, a man known to commune with God, was hesitant. He understood the gravity of the situation. The Israelites were a blessed people chosen by God, and to curse them would be to go against the divine will. He knew the Israelites were blessed. Their journey was not just a physical one, but a spiritual pilgrimage. They were under the protection of the Almighty, and their path was guided by divine providence. To curse them would be to defy the divine. Balaam felt the weight of this decision. He was torn between his duty as a seer and the fear of defying God's will, yet the lure of wealth and prestige tempted him. Balak promised him great rewards, riches and honor if he would curse the Israelites. The temptation was strong, and Balaam found himself at a crossroads. He sought guidance from the Almighty. S2, media, seeking guidance from above, communicating with God. Balaam prayed, seeking a sign, a word from God. He needed to know the right path, the path that would not lead him astray. Drive them away with your words. Balak's plea was clear. He wanted Balaam to use his power to turn the Israelites away, to prevent them from entering the land of Moab. The fate of nations hung in the balance, and Balaam's decision would shape the course of history. God's message was clear.
Do not go with them.
Balaam, bound by his faith, refused Balak's offer. But Balak, consumed by fear, persisted. He sent more prestigious emissaries, offered greater riches. Balaam again sought God's will.
You will only speak the words I give you.
Balaam journeyed to Moab, his heart heavy with foreboding. Balak, overjoyed, spared no expense. 7 altars were erected, 7 bulls and 7 rams were sacrificed on each, a grand spectacle to appease the gods and secure the desired curse. As the smoke from the sacrifices rose, Balaam retreated. He sought solitude, a place to hear the divine voice clearly. The night was silent, the air thick with anticipation. Then God spoke.
The plan for the Israelites is one of blessing, not destruction.
Balaam, bound by his promise, prepared to deliver God's important message. He understood the gravity of his task. To defy Balak was dangerous, to disobey God unthinkable. The next morning, Balaam, mounted on his donkey, set out with Balak. God, however, had other plans. An angel unseen by Balaam stood in the path, its sword drawn. The donkey, terrified, veered off the road.
What are you doing? Stay on the path.
Balaam, enraged, beat the animal mercilessly. 3 times this happened, each time the angel appearing closer. Finally, the donkey, unable to bear the injustice, spoke.
Why are you speaking? What is happening?
God opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel. He understood. His anger was misplaced. He had been blinded by his own desires. Humbled, he prostrated himself before the divine messenger. Balak, impatient and unaware of the divine intervention, awaited Balaam's curse. The altars were ready, the sacrifices made, the stage was set, but instead of curses, blessings flowed from Balaam's lips. The king had summoned Balaam with the hope of bringing misfortune upon the Israelites, but the divine will had other plans. The air was thick with anticipation, and the tension was palpable. Balak's heart raced as he awaited the words that would seal the fate of his enemies.
Israel's strength is unmatched. Their righteousness shines, and they are favored in the eyes of God. Their unity and faith have made them a formidable force, blessed beyond measure. The Israelites, with their unwavering belief and moral integrity, stood as a testament to divine favor. Their every action, guided by a higher power, reflected their deep connection with the divine. They were not just a people, they were a chosen nation, destined for greatness.
Balak was furious. This was not the outcome he desired. He had offered riches, performed sacrifices, and this was the result? His frustration knew no bounds. The king had gone to great lengths, sparing no expense to ensure that Balaam would curse his enemies. Yet, despite all his efforts, the opposite had occurred. The blessings pronounced by Balaam were a stark contrast to the curses Balak had so desperately sought. The king's anger was fueled by a sense of betrayal and helplessness.
What is this? I asked for curses, not blessings. Balak's voice trembled with disbelief and rage. He could not comprehend how his meticulous plans had gone awry. The unexpected turn of events left him bewildered and disheartened. The king's mind raced, trying to make sense of the situation. How could his intentions be thwarted so completely? The blessings that flowed from Balaam's lips were like salt in an open wound, deepening his sense of failure.
Balaam, however, stood firm. He was but a vessel delivering the words placed upon his tongue. He could speak nothing else. The prophet's resolve was unshakable. He understood that his role was not to please men, but to convey the divine message faithfully. Balaam's confidence stemmed from his deep connection with the divine, knowing that he was merely an instrument of a higher will. His unwavering stance was a testament to his faith and obedience.
I can only speak the words that God gives me. Balaam's declaration was clear and resolute. He emphasized that his words were not his own, but those given to him by God. The prophet's commitment to his divine mission was evident in every word he spoke. His raised arms and impassioned delivery underscored the gravity of his message. Balaam's unwavering dedication to his divine calling served as a powerful reminder of the supremacy of divine will over human desires.
Balak, desperate to salvage the situation, tried again. His frustration was palpable, and his desperation grew with each passing moment. He was a king who had faced many challenges, but this one seemed insurmountable. He moved to a new location, hoping a change of scenery might alter God's decree. More altars were built, more sacrifices offered. The air was thick with the scent of burning offerings, and the tension was almost tangible. Balak's hope was that this new place, with its different energies and spirits, might sway the divine will in his favor. Yet the result was the same. The heavens remained silent and the divine message unchanged. Balak's heart sank as he realized that no matter how many altars he built or sacrifices he offered, the outcome would not be different.
May Israel be blessed once more, for they are a people chosen by God. Balaam's voice rang out with conviction, his words carrying the weight of divine authority. He knew that his role was not to please men, but to speak the truth as revealed to him by God.
Balak's rage knew no bounds. His face contorted with anger and his hands trembled as he threw his crown to the ground. The frustration of a king who could not bend the will of the divine to his own was evident in every furious gesture. He railed against Balaam, accusing him of treachery. His voice echoed through the halls, filled with a mix of anger and desperation. Balak could not understand why Balaam, a man he had trusted, would not curse Israel as he had been commanded.
How dare you bless them again? Balak's voice was a mixture of disbelief and fury. He had expected compliance, not defiance. You have betrayed me. His accusation hung in the air, a stark contrast to the calm resolve of Balaam.
But Balaam remained steadfast. His eyes were steady, his stance unyielding. He knew that his loyalty lay not with any earthly king, but with the divine command he had been given.
I would not, could not disobey. Balaam's voice was firm, his resolve unbreakable. He had made a commitment to speak only what God had put in his mouth, and he would not waver from that path. Must I not take heed to speak what God puts in my mouth? His question was rhetorical, a reminder to Balak that the words he spoke were not his own, but those of a higher power.
And so Balaam's resolve stood unshaken, bound by the words of God. His faith and determination were a testament to his character, a reminder that true strength comes from unwavering commitment to one's principles. In the face of Balak's fury, Balaam's resolve shone even brighter, a beacon of steadfast faith and divine purpose. Section 7, the second blessing, an unstoppable tide. The second blessing was even more potent than the first.
Israel is like a mighty cedar, its roots deep and its branches reaching towards heaven. Their future victories will be numerous, and their dominion over their enemies assured.
Balak's hopes crumbled. He realized the futility of his efforts, yet a flicker of hope remained. Maybe, just maybe, a third attempt would yield a different result. Section 8, the third blessing, a glorious destiny. The third time there were no sacrifices, no frantic pleas. Balak, resigned to his fate, simply watched as Balaam, guided by the divine, delivered the final blessing. S2 sighs.
This time, it is a prophecy of Israel's ultimate destiny, a glorious future filled with prosperity and power.
Balak's dream of cursing the Israelites lay shattered. He had sought to defy the divine will and had been utterly defeated. Section 9, the power of obedience. Balaam's story is a testament to the power of obedience to God, even in the face of temptation and danger.
I could have easily succumbed to Balak's offers, securing my own wealth and status. But I chose to honor my commitment to God, even when it meant risking the wrath of a king.
His obedience, though tested, ultimately led him to pronounce blessings instead of curses. He became an instrument of God's will, a conduit for his divine plan. Section 10, say, timeless lesson. The tale of Balaam and Balak carries a timeless lesson. The desire to manipulate or defy God's will is ultimately futile. True power lies in aligning oneself with the divine plan, even when it seems difficult or disadvantageous. Balaam's story serves as a reminder that obedience to God, though challenging, ultimately leads to blessing and fulfillment. It is a story that continues to resonate thousands of years later, reminding us that God's plans, though often mysterious, are always for our ultimate good.